Bleeding Blue Podcast, episode 18, coming at you guys again. And we are excited because guess what? Baseball, actual baseball, is happening this week. Ryan, how excited are you for the Jays to get their season
Very,
started this
very
Thursday?
excited. Very
Yeah,
excited.
yeah.
I'm finally gonna pay full attention this year to a season. Usually, it's just maybe the first month and then the last month. That's usually how it goes with me.
Yeah.
But now that I'm invested in this podcast and in all sports, I'm very excited. I've been watching a lot of spring training recently, so that's kind of got me hyped up. A lot of
That's a good sign. If you're watching spring training, that should mean that, you'll be able to watch actual regular season baseball. It does a detrimental damage to your mental health, I'll say that, but
yeah,
you know what? That's all sports. All sports, basically cause people to go insane. Steve Dangle,
hmm
he's basically a psychopath.
yeah,
So Frank the Tank, another absolute insane, ridiculous guy who has been
yeah.
tortured by the Mets. So yeah, I mean, I'm super excited. We got some predictions for you guys coming, but before we start that off, I guess we should talk about the Leafs. Again,
hmm
I feel like a fucking broken record talking about this team, man. Like
Yep.
it's not even like I almost feel like we just should stop talking about them. I mean, obviously we will, but like it's like every week it's the same fucking thing. It's like
Yeah.
high and low, highs
Yeah.
and lows. And then like we talk about that first game, lost to the Flyers, 4-3 loss. I mean, what are your thoughts on that game? It was so long ago, it felt like.
Uh, yeah, it was a long time ago, but it's so, like you said, it's like up and down. Like this week has been like that, up and down. Like two back-to-backs in a week is horrible, just in general.
Yeah.
Is not a good situation. I think they have two more back-to-backs coming up before the playoffs start, but like it's just one, like I remember watching, was it the oh gosh. I'm watching the Capitals game. We're not talking about the Capitals game, but like they're on a tear, and then you watch the game before against Philly. It's just it's just they're all over the place.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me how they can do that, like give up a was it 4-1 lead,
Yep.
down 4-1, and then come back, and then all of a sudden just spray goals in the net. Like it just doesn't make any sense to me how they can do that on a daily basis. Same with the other back to back, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, the Flyers game was very frustrating, I felt.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts?
There's another frustrating game up ahead, but it was Nylander, Tavares, and Bertuzzi that scored a goal. It seems like those guys are the only ones that have been actually doing stuff lately. I mean,
Yeah.
but then you have a win where it's like 7-3 and then 6-3 after that, and you're like, oh my God. Like it's weird. Like so the Capitals game was another game that was not good. Like, no, it was great actually. It was great. 7-3,
Yeah.
but however, it's that's dampened by the loss prior and then the loss that comes after.
Yeah.
And I mean, you got Matthews with two and then three assists, and then
Amazing
Nylander,
game.
McMahon, Burt, and Tavares all with a goal, and even McCabe. So
Yeah.
uh, that's great to see. That was a good win. I mean, that Capitals game, man, fucking Ovechkin is still insane.
He still got it.
He's still got it, bro. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
he's incredible. Like he was very slow to begin off the year. I think he only had like three goals in like 40 games or something. Like he was doing uh not doing very well, and then all of a sudden he has put up, I think he's had seven goals this week,
Yeah,
7 goals and an assist. So he's still got it, man. Very, very I think even if he doesn't catch up to Gretzky by the end of his career, I think he'll still be the best goal scorer of all time, in my
yeah,
opinion.
he's pretty
Like,
good.
because Gretzky's mainly known for his assists, obviously, because he has more assists than anyone has points
Yeah,
in the NHL. But Like I think just off pure goal scoring, I think Ovi just is just the man, I think. Um, but yeah, I think the Capitals game was great. Oh, I think obviously Matthews that goal that he got taken out for his hat trick. I think it was supposed to be his second goal of the night, and
Yeah.
they reversed it because Bertuzzi
Hand
was
pass.
offside.
Oh, was it
Yeah,
that? Oh,
no, it was
yeah.
offside. It was offside. Bertuzzi, it was clearly offside, but it just kind of pissed me off a little bit because Matthews has been on a little bit of a slump before the Capitals game, and I wanted him to get the hat trick to kind of keep him on track for the 70. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was great game all around. Matthews, Domi, and Bertuzzi. That line was popping off. Domi had 4 assists that night. He was playing unbelievable. Like the chemistry between those three is really good. I hope Keefe keeps that line going for maybe the playoffs potentially. But I think when Marner comes back, he'll probably put Matthews with him. But
I get a question. Sorry,
mhm.
yeah, what were you saying?
No. Go ahead. What's the question?
I was gonna ask you, would you okay, we talk about Bert and Domi like quite a bit, and we talk about how well they've been. Would you be willing to re-sign them next year?
I would like to re-sign Domi,
Yeah,
100%. I feel like Bertuzzi might not want to. Um, I think he does like Toronto, but I think he probably would want to go somewhere else. But I definitely like Domi because I feel like Domi's like perfect for the team,
I think
in my
I
opinion.
really like Domi on yeah, he's like a good would be a 20 25 peak, I think, goal scorer. He has a lot of assists actually. And he's just like a dog too.
Yeah,
He's always scrappy little guy like his dad. And but he's also a better player than his dad too.
way better.
Like way better. Yeah, way better. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was talking to my buddies while I was watching the game with them, and they both said, yeah, they'd be like, they'd consider like I would definitely consider re-signing Domi and Bertuzzi. They got up both to horrible starts, but they've been really detrimental to this team.
I just hope that if we do sign Bertuzzi, it's less than the contract we paid for him this year because we paid 5.5 for him. If we can get him less than that, maybe to like 4.5 or maybe
Mm.
even a five, like a five, like maybe a couple year deal, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, it'll be hard to get him it's just pretty hard to re-sign him to a smaller contract than what we
Yeah,
paid for him.
it's because we were
Obviously,
expecting him coming into the team. He was expected so much because of how well he played in the playoffs and at the
yeah,
end of the season with Boston last year. So like 5.5, like for what he's been producing. Obviously, he's heating up,
yeah,
but like at the beginning, he wasn't doing that much, right?
no,
So I think hopefully, and maybe Treliving can like figure out do some voodoo and get him on a cheaper contract, but that probably
yeah.
won't happen because I think Bertuzzi is probably going to want to ask for the same amount or maybe even a little bit more. So that's probably why
Yeah,
we won't resign him. But I think Domi we could get for cheaper, and I think that's why I think we will resign him.
fair enough. Okay,
Yeah,
cool. Next game, 6-3 win against the Oilers. That was people were saying that was a statement game. That was, but I
yeah,
mean, statement game. Yeah, man. Like we almost blew that fucking thing. We didn't really,
yeah. It was
but like
very, it was very. I
come
want.
on, we're playing
Yeah,
fucking out of our asses, like
yeah,
a bunch of fucking fairies at the end of the third period, man. Like it was terrible.
yeah. I think because I saw the least they do this on their Instagram. It's called the Blueprint. So they have like the after they win every game, they have like a pep talk from Keefe after the game, and he talks about like how they played well or whatever. And he was saying like you guys played well enough in the first 2 periods to slack off in the third. I feel like that's a stupid. I feel like that's so stupid because that makes absolutely no sense. Because I feel like what if that happens in the playoffs? You're up 4-0 in the playoffs or 5-0, and then you're
Four
playing
one. How
Boston
about
or
that?
Florida. Yeah, you're playing Boston or Florida. They can easily come back from that
We've
by
seen
how
it.
how much firepower they have. Obviously Edmonton's a great team. They have like the best player in the league, one of the top two of the top five, I think, best players in the league on their offense, and they easily could have came back and fucking and won the game. So that slacking off was like really really irritated me. at in the third period. Obviously, the first two periods were great. Like
Yeah,
everyone who not any of the big players were scoring. Like McMahon and Holmberg of all people had two goals,
yeah.
which was great to see. I love seeing all the other depth players getting goals and stuff, which is nice to see. But Nylander obviously potting one. Uh, he's been really good. He's almost at 40. But like slacking off in the last period is not a good sign for things to come when games are actually semi-important.
Yeah.
So it's just not the greatest uh outcome in that third period. We lost 3-0 in the third period. Let's just no
Yeah.
3-1, sorry, 3-1 if you count Matthews empty netter. But
Yeah.
I don't really consider that anything meaningful to the game.
It's still,
But
you're right. It's still a win, it's in the yeah, a win for sure, 2 points. But it wasn't like yeah. My dad, I got a text from my dad. He's like, "Uh-oh, choking hazard in Toronto. Be
yeah,
careful." And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Oh, fuck you."
yeah.
Yeah, because my dad, he's any other team than the Leafs. He wants nothing to do with the Leafs. Absolutely hates them. So yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, the next game, 2-1 loss to that was fucking such a bad game, man. I hated every second of that watching that game.
Very horrible.
Carolina is so fucking good, bro. Their defense is
They're very good.
they are so good defensively. Like they just like what was it, 27 shots to like 40 something. I don't know. But it was just like no chance. Even though it was close, I still knew that they were going to lose. You
No,
still
it felt like a blowout loss. Even with Robertson scoring it with like 10 minutes left, I was still pissed off at how shit we were playing. If we
yeah,
got out of there with a point, I would have been very surprised because Carolina is just so strong. Like there was one shift where Matthews had three shots on goal in the span of like 30 seconds, and Anderson just made incredible saves.
yeah.
Like Anderson was on his shit last night. Like he
Yeah,
was
no, he
playing
was
really
great.
well.
Wall was good too, man. Like,
Yeah, he did play well. Just the second goal was such bullshit. Like it was off of McCabe's shin and
yeah,
it
and the first
bounced
goal
in.
was
Like
also
I don't
bullshit
blame
too.
anyone in that situation. That's just complete luck. That
Yeah,
goal. Like that was he didn't Aho didn't even mean to shoot that. He was passing it across ice and it just bounced off someone and went in. Like I don't blame Wall or anyone. That was just a fucked up goal. I can't
yeah,
I wasn't I didn't watch the first one because they fucking scored 40 seconds into the game.
yeah,
I turned it on a little bit late. I'm like, what the fuck? We're doing this again?
yeah.
We're letting goals in the first minute. So that was very besides the first like period, we were kind of like staying in it, like just,
The
like not
defense,
coasting,
yeah,
but like
yeah.
just Carolina's like when they're in their own zone, they're just incredible.
I know.
Like it's
Even on our
so
power
hard to
plays,
crack
we're
them down.
terrible. We are so bad on the power plays too, man.
Yeah.
Like I just feel I was like so annoyed. Like we got into so many penalties too. We had got so many penalties. There was just a lot of like 4-on-5s like throughout the entire game. And then you have a 6-on-4 at like with like 3 minutes left or something like that, and you can't even score a goal then. Like that was horrible.
Another thing too is Carolina's penalty kill is insane.
Yeah,
That's also another thing. They're second in the league. I don't know how we're fourth in the league in our power play. We fucking suck. Like we're horrible. I think I
yeah,
saw a stat last night after the game. I was watching the post game, which I rarely do because I hate Sportsnet. But they were saying that the Leafs were 0 for 10 on the power play or 0 for 11 against Carolina this year.
yeah,
That just shows you how dominant that that penalty kill is. It also doesn't help that when Marner's gone, it doesn't
no,
help
yeah,
the power play at all. You have to
you're
have
right.
Domi and Bertuzzi on the first line.
We could have
It's
used
very
him.
frustrating.
No, he is vital to the team. So obviously, but it's too bad. It's like so we got what games do we got New Jersey Capitals and Sabres coming up. Like
Yeah,
I also noticed again from the Carolina game, it's like losing a lot of face-offs too is like the biggest thing. Like especially in
yeah.
that last like 10 minutes, it's like you need to get possession of the puck and there was like no chance. They all the
Hmm.
time. We're all always losing the face off. Like it was not a good game. Very, very
Yeah.
to watch. And they're the scary team in Carolina. If I'm picking a team, like we haven't beat them once. And all of our losses, like I feel like have been really, really close. But at the same time, like it's like there's no chance. Like they're just a very good team. So it's
Yeah,
fun.
that shootout loss on St. Patty. No, was it St. Patty's Day or the day before that? Yeah, that was very frustrating to lose in overtime when we had the lead. 2-goal lead with 2 minutes left. Just choked the lead. That would feel very frustrating, but it is what it is, man. I think Carolina might go deep this year once again in the
I can see it.
playoffs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can see
because the
them.
Metro is pretty weak without besides the Rangers. I
I
think
should put that. I'm gonna place a bet for them to win the Stanley Cup.
the futures,
Yeah,
future bet. Yeah, it's a
I'm
good
gonna do
shout.
that. Hey, it's not terrible. Yeah. Okay.
No, they're a strong team. I
They
don't.
are.
Yeah.
Anyways, who is your player of the week?
I'm gonna go with someone who didn't contribute any way, like any way into the goals or like the points this week. But give me Edmondson.
Okay, yeah,
I think
he
he's
had a
been
good
playing
game.
very strongly. Uh, he's been mixed with a bunch of shitty like defenders that he has to play with, like fucking TJ Brody, and who still somehow gets in the lineup over Benoit. That's a different story we should talk about maybe next
Yeah,
week about how Benoit is just being ignored on the team when he's like one of the best defensemen, and he gets healthy scratched like almost every other night, which is really disappointing. And Labushkin, obviously we signed him, so he's going to be playing. But Benoit's just been insane, being very physical, and he's not starting. So I'm very pissed off about that. But Edmondson, I think he's been very good since he's come in. He's adjusted well, very physical. Got into a couple fights with who did he hit someone? Who is it in the Oilers game? Who
I
was it?
forget. It's a black guy, I think. Yeah.
It was someone. Yeah, he hit someone, and then like he got in a fight, or it was Draisaitl. He hit Draisaitl
Oh,
into the
okay.
boards a couple times, just agitating him, and it was great. I love seeing that.
Yeah.
So I'll give Edmondson the player of the week because he's just been great defensively.
All right. Cool. Uh, I'm just gonna do. I was debating between McMahon and Holmberg because they McMahon. I think
Yeah,
McMahon because he had 3 games in the last week,
right.
and he is not like you kind of realize the Leafs forward is pretty deep. Like they do have a pretty. I think like McMahon is doing a lot for that. Like you
Yeah,
consider look at him and he's doing a lot. And you have Holmberg too, who got two. So I'm gonna go with Bobby McMahon. I think he
yeah.
did really well. And yeah, that's my pick of the week. Three
I'm very
goals.
happy about that extension for McMahon. Like
Yeah,
he
so am
we
I.
signed him for like 1.2 a year, which is
Yeah,
very good for how well he's been playing this year. So I'm happy about that. To
yeah,
have him a couple more years, younger guy too, which is nice
for
to
sure.
see.
For sure.
Very happy to see that. Maybe
Yeah.
him and Easton Cohen, Fraser Minton on a line
Yep.
potentially next year could
I
be
love
very
to see it.
exciting.
And
Could
hopefully,
be
yeah,
very
it's not
exciting.
as top heavy and we got like McMahon fucking scoring dirty goals like he always does. Like
Oh, I don't know.
great. No, you don't think so?
What you say? 30 goals?
No, dirty, like
Oh,
dirty goals.
dirty. Oh, I thought you said 30 goals. I'm like,
No.
calm down there. But yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I guess let's move on to some baseball. I got a quick question for you. I want to
Hmm.
talk about this fucker, Otani. Ah, man, I'm sorry. I will see you in Japan, buddy. Nice knowing you. You should have signed with the Jays, but this is what you get for not signing with the Jays. You become a horrible gambling addict in Los Angeles. It sucks, buddy. I feel terrible for you. And yeah, like this is ridiculous. This is crazy. Like
Yeah.
it's such a weird thing. So I don't know how much you know about it, but like apparently the Ipe, their Shohei's
Hmm.
translator, went to went and told like some reporter, I have a gambling problem, and then he went to and told the team, I have a gambling problem,
Hmm.
and the team was like, what? Okay. And then
Yeah.
after Otani's lawyer was like, no, 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 you stole 4.5 million from us. And then they're like, what? And then I was like, how the hell does this guy get his money? How in the world is he able to take money out of Otani's account?
Right.
4.5 million? That's a crazy claim.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. He's got to go to jail for that. That's
Yeah.
4.5 unless Otani paid it off or Ipe is taking the blame for Otani.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Yeah.
So I have multiple I think
Theories?
there's multiple theories. I was talking to my dad about this because he loves this type of shit. Like he
Yeah.
loves like all these like
These
sports
scandals?
players who just fuck up and shit. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. So we were saying that he was saying that it's Otani who's the gambling guy and that his buddy's covering for him. But I think you're right. I think it is Otani. I feel
Yeah.
like this is way too like um suspicious to not be him.
It
Like
is
it's
really
like
suspicious.
if it was if it was the interpreter, it would be over right now. Like he would be done. And like Otani wouldn't be like you see that clip of they were playing and they were in the dugout and he was like smiling. They were like happy and stuff. This was just before they announced it. Like that doesn't that doesn't look like he's pissed off at him or he fired him. That doesn't seem
Apparently,
right.
what they said is that Otani had just found out about that the night of, like after that game. But I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't.
I don't see I don't see it, man. I don't understand that. Like I feel like him and Michael Jordan are going to Vegas every weekend, just going off on the tables. Him and Tiger's over there too with him, just running the blackjack tables. You know, I can definitely see Otani hanging out with the big guns in the sports industry. Yeah, it's pretty shocking, and I don't think the MLB is going to do anything because he's the face of the league. Like that's like if Trout
Mm,
all of it, or that's like if McDavid all of a sudden has a gambling problem, or NFL Mahomes has a gambling problem. That would be insane. Just all these big, like a big sports
I know the face
big
of
player,
the
face
of the
of the
league.
league, not a franchise, the league. Just all of a sudden has a gambling problem. Like it just, I don't think that the league will do anything about it unless there's clear evidence that was him that
It's tough to
was
say, man.
covering it. That
I
was
agree with you. I don't know how much they'll do. I don't. The MLB claims that they're doing an investigation. Well, they said they confirmed that they're doing an investigation on Otani. I
sure
think
they
they
will.
will. I think they will. But there's going to be other people. There's going to be like the FBI investigating this. Like they'll have like it's going to be some Wolf of Wall Street type shit with
Yeah.
fucking like Otani's getting visited on his yacht, and he's like, "Say that again, really, really clear." And then Otani's gonna be like, "I love gambling." And then he's
Yeah.
like, "What'd you say?" Yeah. And then that's exactly how it's gonna be. And then Otani's gonna throw his dollar bills. Here's your dollar bills. And then like, here's a free yacht right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He definitely has some money to do the gambling, that's for sure. After that
oh yeah.
fucking crazy ass
Actually, no,
contract.
he won't have money enough money to gamble until he's like 50 because it's all deferred until like 2020
That's true.
fucking 2000
How much
and
of it's guaranteed again?
I
How
think
much
all of
does
it's
the
guaranteed. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't care with this fucker. He's a fucking this is what he gets, man, for gambling. You know what? I mean, even though gambling's fun.
Well, I hope he's on my I hope he stays in the MLB because he's on my fantasy team. So I don't want my second round pick to just be taken out. So that would be nice if the MLB doesn't do shit. But on another note, I think it is him.
Yeah.
I mean,
It'd
I
be
love the guy. He's an amazing player. Like he's like
fun to watch, yeah.
multi generational talent. This guy, like I, it's tough to see this happen uh, to a player like him. But it's his own problem, dude. Like he's the one who caused it, so he should be punished. Like he
Yeah.
should be banned. He should like Pete Rose. Pete Rose got banned for betting on his own games. So
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just a tough
I know
situation,
he
dude.
bet. I know, but he bet on them to win, so that's not a terrible bet. It's not like he bet on them to
Well,
lose.
yeah, I was talking to my dad about that, like how Pete Rose was, bet on games, and he was like, yeah, like I was saying, like, yeah, he bet on himself, so it's not like he's betting on other teams to lose or betting on other teams to win. He's betting on his own performance and his own team's performance, right?
It's kind of smart, but also, yeah, kind of,
Very
yeah,
idiotic.
yeah,
Yeah.
very crazy. It's like that guy who bet on somebody running onto the field at the Super Bowl, and then he ran onto the field himself.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. That was really cool. I like that a
Funny.
lot because the bail was only like a K or
Yeah,
something, and he made like 85 grand
that's
or
hilarious.
something like that. Like, so he still made still made money off it. Like, it's so fucking
Isn't that
funny.
fraud though, or insider trading? Like, what the hell is
Well,
that? Like,
no, if it's not insider trading, if you do it yourself,
you're right. I mean, there's got to be something. He just found a loophole. That
it's like
guy.
that's also like if like I was saying, there's this other guy in the NFL, Calvin Ridley, wide receiver. He signed to the Titans, who were like not the number one favorite to sign him, but they were that the Titans were like the fourth or fifth best odds team.
Hmm.
And it was the odds were like plus 8,000 or something to sign him. And like people are saying that because he in the past has bet on like other sports. So he's gone suspended from the NFL like for a couple like a whole I think it was a whole season. No, I think it was like half a season or
Not
something.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but he people were saying that he thought he would bet on himself being signed to the Titans and make
that
massive amounts of money. I laughed so hard on that. It's hilarious.
is funny.
Yeah, but yeah,
Anyway,
that's a weird. This is a weird situation with
it is.
Otani and the
He's
interpreter.
he's supposed to. He actually is like he's set to make a media announcement.
I was just about to ask about that. Yeah, wasn't he supposed to talk today about it?
I haven't seen it. 2:45 Eastern. Yeah, but he hasn't.
Maybe it's disclosed. Maybe it's and then they just
They usually
bring
they
out
would
quotes.
announce it. That's something that would be reported at least.
Another fishy thing, man. It's supposed to be a public media conference, and we haven't heard anything from it.
Maybe
Like it
he
sounds
fucking
very
flew.
suspicious.
This guy just flew back to Japan. That's probably what
Yeah,
he's on his way back to go hang out with the decoy and his wife and yeah.
the koi.
Of course, his name is Decoy. Yeah, fucking. What are the odds? And he used it. And he used the fucking Toronto Blue Jays as a decoy to fucking
Yeah, what a
to
prick.
get a shit ton of load of money. Yeah, but yeah. Anyways, on better news, the Jays Gosman pitched today, and he looked fucking phenomenal. He looked great. He looked
Yeah, very good.
so, which is a great sign because we don't have to fucking worry about him at all. We don't have to worry that he's going to be on the injured list or whatever. Gosman is back. He looked incredible, sitting like 96, 97, and seven strikeouts. Everything looked great. Everything looked great. It was
Yeah,
great sign. That's
he
very
just played
positive.
the 3 innings, right?
Yeah. He was only set to go for it. So they said
Oh, okay,
55
okay.
pitches. Yeah. And yeah, no, he was really good. Yeah, it sucks though that Romano and Swanson are injured. Looks like they're gonna be on the going to end up being start the year on the IL, but we've got
Yeah,
a good bullpen. We've got a good bullpen.
yeah.
And I think yeah. So and another thing is Vogelback, Davis Schneider, and Ernie Clement have made the team.
Hmm.
So yeah, what do you think of
I'm
those
very
guys?
happy about Clement. I think
He
I
deserved
think
it.
he'll be a very good player for the team. He'll have a good impact. Same with David Schneider, who had a big impact last year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm excited Danny Vogelback made the team. I'm excited for the
Great clubhouse
memes,
guy. Yeah,
The Danny bombs all year.
Danny
Very
fucking
excited.
Boygas. Danny
Very excited
Boygas.
for that. I'm
Yeah.
very excited. I'm glad Schneider picked him.
Yeah.
I thought John Schneider hated the other Schneider.
No,
I
how?
thought people because apparently like he was playing well and then like he'd just take him out of the lineup.
Well, again, who decides really who makes a team is Ross Act. Like he kind of decides. It's a mix of both, obviously, but like I think they'll. Yeah, I think what makes the lineup is John Schneider.
It's kind of
And
like Moneyball in a sense
yeah,
where like Billy Bean and who's the other? What's the guy? Art Howe? Is
Yeah,
that the
exactly.
manager? Yeah, like they were kind of like going back and forth with each other, deciding who was going to play, and then yeah, like I don't know. We'll see. Danny Vogelback, very excited
Yeah,
that he has made the lineup.
for sure.
That was my notable.
For sure. All right. Well, should we get into our Jays predictions, our
Yeah,
predictions for this season? We've got a lot to get into, but I
yeah,
am ready to start it off. Do you want to start it off, or do you want me to go
yeah.
first?
So I have just to list them off first, before
Okay,
we
yeah.
get into them, just to see the viewers what we're looking at here. So first off, we have what the Jays record will be. So just the where the wins and losses, and then where they'll end up in the standings.
Okay.
And then we have playoff outcome. So if they do make the playoffs, how far will they go? If they don't, they don't. We have Jay's player of the year. We have Jay's regressed player, so someone who's kind of lowered a little bit of expectations. We have best pitcher, Jay's pitcher. I guess starter. We could say best
Starter, yeah.
starter. Best reliever, so best bullpen guy. Um, and then we have the general awards. So we have MVPs for each league, Cy Young for each league, Rookie of the Year for each league, and then early World Series prediction. So who do you think is going to be playing in the big series, and who's going to end up winning it?
Yeah. Okay.
So those are our predictions listed out. So
Sounds
we'll
good.
start off with the record. So Ryan,
Okay.
you can start it off for us.
Okay. So I'm going to predict. I think mine is a little bit obviously it's going to be a little bit biased, but I think 93 and 69 is a little bit above what I think their win total I think is 89 or 88 this year. I think they get 93 wins, same record as they had in 2015. And I think 93 wins is a good solid team. And I think this is exactly kind of who they can be is like a 93 win team. And then also I think that they will end up coming um, second in the American League East.
Behind who?
Yankees.
Okay.
No, Orioles. Orioles.
Orioles? Okay. So you said 93 wins?
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. I have them at 86 wins.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think they won't do as good as they did last year or the year before that.
uh,
Like I just don't see them. I just don't. I think they'll make the playoffs. Like I have them in the playoffs, but
okay.
I just don't think they're like I saw the MLB predictions. They had the Jays having a better record, like the fourth best record in the league, in the American League, which is eye-boggling to me. Better than the Rangers, and I think they were tied with the Orioles. Like I feel like that's very, I don't know, kind of overachieving in my opinion. But I think 86 is a good middle ground. I can definitely see them winning 93 though. But I feel like that's a little much, I think.
Okay.
I can definitely see them winning 93. I can definitely see them winning 73. Like I feel like there's a big margin for error.
Understood.
Um yeah, and I have them not winning the division. I think they'll be second or third. Behind, I think the Yankees will win it. I think the Yankees will win the division. Um, and then they'll be very close with Baltimore and Tampa, kind of like last year,
Yeah.
where they were like or all around the same record. I think they'll make like the first or second wild card.
Fair enough.
That's where I think they'll be by the end of the year. So playoff outcome, I'll just start off. I think they can win. I think they'll win the wild card. I think if they have a home game, if they're first in the wild card and they have two or three home games,
Yeah.
I think they can win. I think they'll probably end up playing either the Orioles or the Rays or the Mariners because I think or the Rangers because I think the Astros will win like handedly. I think they'll win the division.
Yeah.
Um, I think if they have the home field advantage for the wild card, I think they can win it. I
Okay.
think if they have momentum going into the playoffs, I think they can win it. But when they go to the ALDS, I think they'll lose there
Yeah. Yeah.
because the teams that they'll probably be facing potentially Houston, potentially the Yankees. I think it'll be a tough fight.
So I have a very bold. I say they go to the World Series but lose.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it,
So you think they're potentially beating the Astros in a 7 game series or a
you
5 game
have to
series?
believe, man. This pitching staff is insane. As long as the offense bounces back, they can be something. It's just they have the pitching staff, they have the relief pitching. It's just they've underwhelmed in the last few years. Why not this year? Because they've all been like they should be a much better team than they are. Everyone knows that. Like last year they should have, or the year before they should have done better. 2021 they should have done better. They still won 91 games in the year after 92. It's I think they can make it to the World Series if they wanted to. I don't do I think it's
But do
gonna
they have
impact.
the debt? Like the thing is with World Series or like teams that go to the World Series, do you think that every player in the lineup, not excluding the bullpen or the pitching, do you think that every player in the lineup will have like equal impact on like offense and hitting throughout the playoffs like the whole time? Do you think that will
No,
happen?
but I think we have enough. I think with the depth that we have, I think we have good like playing depth because you have players like David Schneider, Ernie Clement coming in, and you have Vogel back, and then you have like I mean Joey Votto's a mystery, but like I'm just saying, I think that they have a chance to. I just believe it, man. I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of not winning. I gotta believe in something. And if I
Well, they
start off
definitely have
by
a
being a loyal fan right now and saying that they have a chance, you gotta go with it. So I think they make it to the World Series. I don't say don't think they win, but I think I want this team to win, man. So it's so hard for me not to say otherwise, you know?
yeah, they definitely have a better chance to making it to the final than the Leafs do. That's for damn sure.
Yeah,
Uh, in terms of just Toronto sports teams, but yeah, I've sure I could see it, but it doesn't scream out to me that
I know what you mean. Yeah,
The Jays are that caliber, right? What I'm watching right now. They're a solid playoff team, but I don't think World Series is just there yet
fair enough.
for the Jays. All right, so now let's get into some personal like player awards. So we
Mm.
have Jays Player of the Year. You can start off for this one.
I got Vladdy as a bounce back year.
Okay.
39 home runs, 300 average, 107 RBIs. That's what I've got for him. That's what I think he's going to
Oh,
put
you
up.
did stats. Oh shit. I probably should have done that.
I just thought that that would kind of prove what I think he
Okay.
can do.
Okay.
And I think he has to have a bounce back year. If he
hmm
doesn't, this dude needs money. You know, he's getting close to that contract year, man. So
Yeah. He's
yeah,
going to be the Nylander this year. He's awaiting a big contract,
hey, that's fine with
and
me.
let's hope he plays like it. So, I have this year. I have George Springer. I think he might have.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think you'll have a big year. I don't think he's had that statement big year that he used to have with the Astros. Back when they were stealing signs and
Yeah.
using that trash can. But I think you'll break out this year. I think you'll have a good year. He's been very consistent um with his years here, but I think he will be solid this year. I think you'll have at least 35
Mhm.
jacks. Um just below or just above 100
Hmm.
RBIs. And yeah,
Damn, that's a great year. Okay.
I think you'll be very good. I
That's
like
a
Springer to have
very
a good
good.
year.
Yeah, that is a very good year.
I think you'll have a very good year.
I think he could hit. I think my guess for how many home runs he hits, I'm gonna say 28. That's how many.
Yeah?
And I think that's a good year for him too. He
Okay.
hits like 28 to between 28 and 30, something like that. Like that's
I think he'll be a runner up for the MVP,
okay.
AL MVP this year. I think that's how high I have expectations
Whoa.
I have for Springer.
And first is
Yeah.
Vladdy.
What's that?
Don't actually no, I won't say. I won't say that.
No. That's later. That's
That's for
MVP's
later.
later.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Um.
I got Springer for player of the year for the
Okay. Cool.
Jays.
So for most regressed player, who do you got?
This might shock you. I have Jordan Romano as regress player. I think the injury at the beginning of the year might I think it'll be kind of slow him down a bit.
Mhm.
And I hope this doesn't happen because I love Romano, Canadian
Mhm.
guy. Um, but it's I think same with what do you say, Swanson
Yeah.
is injured as well. Like it's I don't know. I think he will have a tough time coming back from that injury, and I think Yimi Garcia will kind of move into that ace in the bullpen
Okay.
role.
Yeah, I can
That's what
see
I
that.
have,
I think
sadly.
Jimmy Garcia could have a really good year. Anyway, mine would be Kevin Kiermaier. I think Kiermaier,
Mm,
he's old. He's pretty old. He had a really good
hmm
year with the Jays last year. He'll be incredible defensively, but I think it's Varsha that's gonna have the bounce back year, or
Yeah,
kind of have the bounce back year maybe. Yeah, like I think Kiermaier, it's just he's old and he kind of, I wouldn't say he like outplayed or like overachieved his last year, but I want nothing but the best for the guy. But I think he might have a little bit more trouble this year just because he's getting up there in age.
yeah,
Uh,
I can see
anyway,
that for
all
sure.
right. Best starter. You want me to go first?
Uh, yeah, go.
Okay. I think Mr. La Maquina Jose Barrios
Mm,
will be the best starter. He looked incredible during spring, and he's the opening day starter. He's got that chance at redemption. I don't know if you remember in 2022 when he went point one of an inning and allowed
yeah,
like
that
six
was yeah,
runs.
he was horrible that
Hopefully he
year.
does not do that, and I don't think he will because he's again we're in a different stadium, and yeah, I think we'll be okay.
Okay. I got this is a pretty obvious choice, but I got Gosman. I think he's just incredible.
Yeah,
Like
I saw today.
I think today just showed how good he is. The splitter is like unreal. Like the pitch selection, fastball, everything's looking great.
Yeah,
Gimme Gosman. He's the ace. He's the best pitcher on the team. And
yeah.
I think he'll just implement that this year with how well I think he might. This is kind of a stretch, but I think he might get 20 wins.
That's not. I wouldn't say that's a stretch. That's
Yeah, he's up there for like one of the best pitchers in the league, obviously. But I
it's
think
hard to do,
it's hard
but
to get 20 wins, but I think he can do it. I think that's how good he is, man. I think he can get 20 wins this year. Kind of like a Jay Happ in 20, was it 2016?
yeah.
He had 20 wins. He was insane that year too. So I think he can be like a Jay Happ, get 20 wins, just be
Again,
very good.
20 like wins aren't as big of a deal like nowadays, or
Right.
they're not because
Yeah.
you could allow like 5 runs and then like as long as the team gets like 6 runs like the next half of the inning, you could win that game. That's the thing. So
Yeah.
which is the
Yeah.
crazy thing about wins. But it does. There is, to some degree, there is a significance that shows that this guy is in games long enough or has a very good team behind him too, because that's what it can show. Like that
Mm,
score a lot of runs. But you know what?
yeah.
Yeah, let's. I'd love to see a win. Yeah, 20 wins. That'd be great. That means we have
Yeah.
20 wins, which is from one pitcher. That's a great start.
I think that would be great
Yeah.
for him to hit 20.
Next one is best reliever. You want to go first?
Yeah. I think I already mentioned his name, but since I have Romano as the regress player because of the injury, I think Yimi Garcia is gonna take advantage of that and
Yeah,
become the standout bullpen guy and just come in eighth,
and kind
ninth
of.
inning, just take care of business. I think he'll have at least 30 saves this year. I think he'll be very good.
Whoa, that's a
Yeah, I
lot.
know. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying.
That's a
I think
lot.
Yimi Garcia is going to be great because his Roman's going to have that sleep drop off. Give me Yimi Garcia at least 30 saves this year. 2.02 ERA. Absolute stud in the bullpen. Let's go.
That's a very bold prediction right there.
Yeah.
I do not. I,
Yep.
I mean, I'm just gonna say I do not. I do not think that that's gonna happen at all. I do not think that Jimmy
Well, I
Garcia
mean, you said the
is.
Jays to the World Series, which is a very bold prediction. So I think I'm allowed to to come out here with Yimi Garcia 30 saves. But give it to me, man. I'm very
Whoa.
confident in my boy
All right.
Yimi.
I think Romano's still going to be good though. That's the thing. Because I think he kind of had a crappy not he had a good year last year. What am I saying? But anyways, I think Wyra, Yariel Rodriguez is going to be the
Oh
best
yeah, 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 yeah.
best reliever other than Joe Rowe, like Jordan Romano.
Mhm.
But I think Jordan Romano has the most elite stuff. But I think Wyrod will be kind of a surprise reliever and help the Jays with so he's got nasty
New
stuff.
signing.
Yeah, and he can get up there in velo. He's got good velo. He's
That's
got
a good
good
pick.
pitches. He's got an interesting release, and I think he can. He's shown that he can. He's good. So
He can do damage, man. I like
yeah.
that.
Next one is surprise, good player, maybe like a sleeper pick. Who was going to be the best player on the or one a good player that you're surprised by? You have any?
Well, I hope this happens. I want to be surprised by Varsho because
Okay.
I've hated on him in the past for his offensive ability. Defensive
Mhm.
ability, I know he's capable because he's incredible. One of the
Yeah.
best defensive players in the league. But in terms of offense, I want to be surprised by him this year. I'm hoping at least 20 from him just to kind of get better, just slightly better than what he did last year. I think he had, how many did he have last year? 16? He
What?
had 16 or 17 homers, 50
He had 20
RBI,
home
something like
runs.
that.
20
He
home
had 20
runs.
last year?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So then maybe a little bit better than that, maybe 25. But
Yeah.
I think that's asking a lot for Varsho, but I just want like the average to go up a little bit, maybe the on base percentage. Um, I hope I'm shocked by him. I hope he just
Mhm.
excels a little bit more. That's who my surprise player of the year will be.
Cool. Um, and then I have for my surprise, I had IKF. I think IKF can
Yeah.
be he's looked good
Yep.
in the spring. He's
Hmm.
very good defensively, I've noticed. He's very good at third base. He's reliable at third base, but I'm excited to see him. I'm excited to see IKF play in the field. He can play everything, so I think
Yeah.
he'll be good. Yeah.
I think I was feeling questionable about that signing in the off season, but after watching a couple of games, he's definitely played well.
Yeah, for
So
sure. He had
I'll
an
give him that.
absolute monster home run against I think it was Pittsburgh? Yeah, I think it was Pittsburgh a couple days
Hmm.
ago. So good to see what
Yeah,
he I
that's
like what he's
rarity. He
doing.
doesn't have the pop like the other guys.
No, for sure.
So
Yeah,
I'm glad IKF's getting up there.
yeah. Okay, who's your so we're going into the more big variety awards. Who is your MLB MVP for the AL?
AL, give me Julio Rodriguez. I think he last couple of years he has shown that he has potential, real potential in this league. The Mariners are solid, very solid team, great pitching staff, great bullpen. I think Julio is just going to step up, have a monster year, great defensively as well. Give me him for the AL. I think he's one of my favorite players to watch whenever the Jays are playing the Mariners. Obviously, I was very mad that the Mariners beat the Jays a couple years ago in the playoffs, but Julio is just a great talent. So I got to go with him.
All right. I'm gonna go with Yordan Alvarez as my
That
AL
was my second
MVP.
pick. That was my second pick.
That dude, he's been like the runner up, or in like third place a couple years. Like last year, I think he had gotten votes, but 2022 he was like third place behind
Mm-hmm.
Judge
And
and
Otani.
who else? Yeah, Otani. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I think Alvarez he's disgusting. That dude
yeah.
is ridiculous. Absolutely terrifying at the plate. Like when he comes
Oh
up,
boy,
you are scared. I mean, he absolutely rakes in the playoffs. Doesn't
gives
really
David
mean
Ortiz
anything, but
vibes.
he's great. Yeah, he's great. He's very clutch.
Yeah,
I think he's just absolutely terrifying player to watch, and I think he'll get it. I think he'll get it.
I think he might get 50 homers this year, dude.
He can. He has the
He's
potential.
so good, man.
He's
He's
so
so good.
strong too. He can he just hits opposite field nukes like it's
Yeah,
nobody's business. Yeah, he's very good.
I like that a lot. NL MVP. Uh, it's obvious, but like you wouldn't see it. I got Mookie. I got Mookie Betts as the
Oh,
MVP
that's
this
mine
year.
too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, I guess we can speak. I guess I can kind of speak for both of us, but Mookie, I think everyone's talking about the Otani signing. I think he obviously he's his teammate, but I think Mookie wants to show that maybe I'm the best player on the team. So I think he'll be very good. I think he'll definitely hit
it's
over
scary.
300 this year.
Yeah,
He's another scary player to come up against, offensively and defensively. Guy can play everything. And they say he was going to play second or
for
shortstop this
shortstop,
year.
shortstop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So that'll be interesting to see
and
because
that'll get that WAR up
that
too.
Dodgers left side of the infield with Gavin Lux, and I don't know who's playing third base, but that was shocking. I've seen highlights of
Max
spring
Muncy.
training. Yeah, Max Muncy. Yeah, oh boy. So I think that'll help his case for MVP playing a secondary spot. But yeah, give me Mookie to play very well this year.
All right. MLB Cy Young. I got for AL Tarek Skubal. Detroit Tigers.
Mm,
My Detroit Tigers. I
you
fucking
D
love
ride
him.
this guy so much, bro.
Yeah. Oh, he's so good, bro. He is. He's insane. He's absolutely nasty. Picking corners, lefty that can absolutely shove with
Hmm.
like a great fastball that like reaches like 98, 99. Yeah, that's who I've got for AL.
Okay, AL. Well, I've already talked about him. I praised him. Give me Gosman. I think he wins the Cy Young this year.
Nice. Fuck yeah.
With that 20 win season, I think he'll light it up for Cy Young. I think I have a close second. I think Luis Castillo
Oh,
will
that's
be very
another good one.
close. I think he'll be very good with that Mariners starting rotation stacked to the brim, that Mariners rotation. So I think him and Gosman will go at it, but I think Gosman has the edge. Give me
Cool.
Gosman for AL.
For me, for NL, I got a guy on the Braves, Spencer Strider. I think he is
Mm,
gonna
hmm.
do absolute numbers. He dipped his foot into the league in 2022, was absolutely insane then, and then he was
Yep.
also at pretty incredible last year. His ERA was kind of like wasn't the greatest. It was like 3.86 for how many strikeouts he had with like 281. So I think he is going to rebound almost and have a lower ERA, and that'll just like increase his odds at Cy Young.
Yeah.
So I think, oh,
That's a
and
good pick. I think he'll definitely have the most strikeouts. Him and Gosman are just strike out everyone. I have a he's notable pick for the Cy Young, but he's kind of under the radar a little bit. Give me Zach Gallen on the Diamondbacks.
mm,
I like him a lot. I like the glasses. I like the Diamondbacks a lot coming off that World Series appearance last year. I think they'll be very good. They'll be competing for a wild card spot again. Zach Gallen, great pitcher. He has a great cutter, great fastball. I think he'll do very well this year. So I think I got Zach Gallen, but I think Strider will be a close second for the NL as well.
nice. All right,
Yeah.
last category. MVP, MLB Rookie of the Year. For the AL, I
Yes.
got Evan Carter of the Texas Rangers. That's who
He's a
I've got.
rookie?
He still qualifies as a rookie, yeah,
Oh, okay, okay.
because
I didn't know that.
he didn't play enough games last year
Oh, okay.
to be so he still qualifies this year. So,
Okay. Nice. All right. Well, I got another player from that same team. Give me who just made the opening day roster. Give me Wyatt Langford.
oh yeah, he's absolutely
Absolutely
great.
tearing up the spring training. How many jacks does he have? Like 7 or 8 jacks in
Oh,
the
I don't
spring
know, a
training.
lot, yeah.
He's been killing it. Everyone's gonna say Jackson Holiday because I don't think did he even make the open day roster?
No,
I think people, yeah, he didn't even make it. So that's an L for him. He's been playing really well. I don't know why he didn't make it,
yeah,
but yeah, give me Wyatt Langford. I think he's been playing very well. With the support group he has around him, with how stacked Texas is, I think he'll just be as good as Seager or Simeon. Like I think
yeah.
he will be very good. So give me Wyatt Langford for AL. And then NL, I have Jackson Trio on the Milwaukee Brewers.
Oh yeah,
He's very good. I
yeah. He
used
made the
his
team as
card
well.
and yeah, I used his card in MLB The Show 23.
Hmm.
Um, guy rakes. Man. Very good player. I watched some of his highlights today. Yeah, guy's very good. I'm very
Cool.
excited to see how he plays. I like the Brewers a lot with that Reese Hoskins signing. I think they could be that NL Central is very weak, so I think they could be potentially be
Yeah,
division
it's up for
winners.
grabs. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he can make a statement for that team.
For my NL, I got Jung-Hoo Lee of the San Francisco Giants.
Mm,
So
yes,
he's been pretty
yes.
good for them this spring as well. I think he's a good contact hitter. He has the potential to just be a excellent player, just a solid player that will help that team for sure. Yeah, that is my prediction for Rookie of the Year. I think that's it though, right?
No, no, we have a World Series prediction, early World
Oh,
Series prediction.
well, I'm
You've already
okay.
kind of talked about it, but you can start it off. Who do you have the Jays
Yeah.
playing in the World Series?
Who do I think? The
Did
Atlanta
I here?
Braves.
You want me to go first so you can
No, no,
kind of
no.
think about
Atlanta
it?
Braves.
Okay.
Atlanta Braves. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I had to. I had the Braves winning it. I think they'll play the Astros in a repeat of 2021. I think the Astros are just so strong all around. Same with the Braves. Like the Braves have everything. They
I
literally
can
have
see
everything.
Texas doing well in the playoffs. So
Yeah,
that'd
but
be
I
good.
think, there's rarely any repeats. Repeat like especially if you're going for the first time in a while, like the Rangers did. I think it'll be very hard for them to come back. But the Astros
That
will
was their
just
first World Series.
since what was it, 2011? That
No,
was
they
the
didn't even
last.
win. I mean, first time they won a World Series was in last year.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying, like,
Oh yeah,
just getting there again, right? Back
yeah.
to back years. I feel like that's hard enough just to win it. Um, but I think the Astros will just be they. It's just like the Astros and the Braves are just the two juggernauts of the league. I think they'll just come together again. But I got the Braves in six. I think that's what I'll put as early World Series predictor
Cool.
there.
Sounds good. All right. Well, I think that finishes it off for this
Hmm.
episode. Thank you guys all for listening. Great episode for with our predictions. I am so excited for baseball to begin. We'll
Yep.
talk about the J series on Monday for sure. We'll go through all those games, and I am very, very excited to go through all of that. And then we got Leafs as well. If you're playing the Caps or no, New Jersey.
They got the Devils. I can't wait for Frank the Tank's reaction after the game. I hope we destroy them just to watch Frank
Yeah,
just
go
go like
berserk.
this and talk shit. It's great.
Fever, absolutely
Yeah, yeah,
fever.
yeah. It's great. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Biting his
this chew
yeah,
toy.
yeah. It's great. I
All
hope
right.
we get more of that this week.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks, guys, for listening. Check us out on the TikTok, on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter. We're on everything. Just Bleeding Blue Podcast. And we'll see you there. Thanks so much. Cheers and have a good one.